with my introduction. My name is Mamta, and I am senior analyst at Project Samarth. I'm basically looking after the onboarding and implementation at Project Samarth. Today's session is basically an introduction on Samarth. What is Samarth? How many modules we have in Samarth? What are the prerequisites to get to start with the implementation and onboarding on Samarth? And what are the approaches toward better implementation? Uh, Also, in the end, we'll be open for the question and answers round. So I request all the participants to kindly note their questions and they can ask in the end of the discussion. Okay. Samarth is a Ministry of Education sponsored project which is designed and developed by the University of Delhi. It is an ERP system which is specifically designed for universities and HEI. So basically, Samarth is an UIMS, that is University Information Management System, which is designed and developed specifically for higher education institutions so that they can manage their day-to-day functions, which is related to student or administration or governance in an efficient manner. So basically, we have 40 plus modules, which can be divided into four main domains, which is first one is academic and student life cycle module. Second uh, is the employee life cycle related modules. Third is the finance, accounts, and supply related modules. And fourth, we also have the governance related modules, which helps the universities for decision support in overall governance. If I talk about the features of Samarth, what are the features of Samarth? The first one is it is open source and open standard enabled. Architecture is there. It is cloud based, highly scalable SaaS deployment. So basically, we use Amazon AWS services, cloud services. Uh, Second, it is SaaS deployed, which means software as a service. So basically, to start with the implementation of Samarth, the university just need a good connective internet issues and computer. So these are the basic requirement to start with the implementation at the university level. So we also use AI in few of our modules like admissions for process improvement. Then we also have real-time observability for KPI monitoring, which is helpful for the institution for implementing any policies at the institution or the university level. So these were the modules, the main domains that we currently have in Summer, and what were the features? What are the features of Summer ERP? Okay, if I talk about the journey of Samarth, Samarth was initially started in a pilot phase manner. Pilot implementation was started in 2019, where we onboarded five Center University and one NIT. In 2020 and 21, then we onboarded 15 Center University. In phase two, where we onboarded 40 Center University, and then we also extended to other higher education institutions. In 2022 and 23, you can see that 1,200 institutions were onboarded. That is because three states HDs were also onboarded with us, like HD Jharkhand, Maharashtra, and Uttarakhand. These three states were onboarded on Samarth, so that is why the count jumped from 40 to 1,200 in 2022 and 23. Then in 2023 and 24, 2,500 institutions were onboarded, which included 10 higher education department as well. And now we have initiated the implementation of Samarth in more than 13,000 institutions, which includes approximately 22 higher education department, 17 which are already onboarded, and few are still in process like HD, MP, Bihar, and Andhra Pradesh. So basically, in Samarth, we have multiple modules, which includes the whole student life cycle, starting from the admission, application, employee life cycle, student and employee related modules in summer. If I talk about the scale and spread of Samarth, you can see in my screen that we have onboarded 13,000 plus institutions across India. And we have onboarded different types of institutions, be it autonomous, be it center universities, deemed to be universities, IIT, triple IT. So all type of institutions are using Samarth for various different purposes, be it employee-related modules or academics-related modules. So this is the spread and scale of the Samarth ERP system. So if I talk about the impact that Samarth has created related to the student services, you can see that more than 2.80 crore students have registered currently on Samarth. And out of that, 96 lakhs of students are actively registered on Samarth. So the total students count is 96 lakhs. So if I talk about the successful digital payment transaction to HEIs through the Samarth platform, that is 2.56 crores. And we have also have 8,354 crores successful digital payments amount transacted to the HEIs through the Samarth portal. So this is the impact of the student services that we provide in the Samarth platform. Uh, Talking about the employee services, we have 2.54 lakhs of employees that have registered on the Samarth portal. Then we also have payroll module in which 12 lakhs of payment statements have been processed online through the payroll module. 10 lakhs, approximately 10 lakhs leaves have been processed online through the leave management module that we have. Then 3.42 lakhs files have been entered and tracked online through the file management module that we have. So this was the impact of Samarth modules that they have created. So talking about the coverage for effective automation and governance, these are the modules. We have 40 plus modules in which there are four major domains. And as I discussed, that four major domains are the academics and students related module, employee related modules, then finance and accounts and governance. So these are the four major domains that we have. We also have one domain that is the base module configuration, which is required before starting with any of these modules. So let's say if you want to start payrolls. So for that also you have to configure the base module, that is the OU designation and users needs to be configured before implementing or starting with the payroll management module. So these are the list of current modules that we have in the ERP. Okay, so I'll be discussing all the domains one by one. So I'll just briefly go through each and every module, and so that you get an overview of what each and every module deals about. So once the institution has onboarded and they have completed the prerequisite, which I'll discuss later in this presentation, we provide them with the credentials, the super admin credentials to the nodal officer. Once they log in to their portal, so the first step is to configure the core modules or the base modules, which includes these five major steps. First is the information. So the moment the nodal officer or the person logins to the Samarth instance or the URL that we have shared. So they need to configure basic details of the institution. The foundational profile needs to be updated. Like you can update your logo, write briefly about the institution, then your email ID, your website details. All these details needs to be configured in the system. Second is the organizational unit type, which is basically defines and captures the types of departments that you have, the campuses, the structure hierarchy within the institution. We also have OU, which manages specific entities such as campus, schools, departments, library. So there are basically OU. So that means you have, let's say you have two campus. So you can write like XYZ campus one or South campus, North campus. if you have departments, you can just mention departments, and then under that you have the OU type, which include different departments. So you have OUs that are just the basically the types of organization you have, like let's say campuses, schools, departments, library, and organization units are types are further bifurcation of those organization units. So that is department. So which department? Let's say Department of Physics, Department of Hindi, Department of Sanskrit. So that way you have to upload all the details in the in the Samarth portal. Next is the designation. Basically, you have to upload all the type of designation that are there in your institutions, and along with the pay levels. Then we also have the user management. So basically, Samarth ERP system is role based. It has the role based access control system. So we'll provide the super admin credentials to the nodal officer. They will uh, further create the administrative account, which will help in the implementation of specific modules. So let's say you have a different team who will be doing a configuration of the lead management module. So the super admin will create an administrative account for the establishment section person who will be configuring the leave management module, and that person will be able to see only the leave module, not the academics or the payroll module, which are irrelevant for that person. Similarly, if a finance officer needs to configure the payroll module, you need to just assign that particular role to the finance officer, and he'll be able to see the payroll module. So that way you have to create different user administrative accounts for using different modules. So these five core modules constitute the essential backbones to activate other modules as you move forward. So these are a few screenshots. I'll also be demonstrating the same. I'll show you the demo portal that we have, and I'll also share the credentials with you after the meeting. Okay, so coming on to the HRMS and employee lifecycle modules, here we have 7 modules under the employee management domain. So first is the recruitment. So basically, an institution can conduct recruitment through the Samarth platform, be it teaching, be it non-teaching, be it guest lecturer. So all type of recruitment can be conducted uh, uh, easily through the Samarth ERP system. Then we have the employee management module. So basically, it captures the entire employee life cycle of an employee. So if he has been promoted to some other post, or if he has been given any additional charges, all these things can be captured in the employee management module. Then comes the knowledge management. So this basically tracks the knowledge creation by the staff. So you can track like once the employer has updated his or her profile, you can then see like how many staff members, how many teaching staff has written what all publication, how many papers have been written by your teaching staff or be it non-teaching staff, how many patents have been there. So all these things can be tracked through the knowledge management module. Then we also have the TOT, which basically allows the admin to schedule training, and similarly, employees can also request for particular session. So basically, skill enhancement type of trainings can be scheduled through this module. Then comes the leave management module. So you can basically track the whole leave management through this leave system that we have. So end-to-end leave automation is there. Various hierarchies are there in the leave module. So let's say if I have submitted an application, the admin can first specify like my application would be sent to whom first. Who will be my recommending authority? Who will be my sanctioning authority? So that way you can set the hierarchy for different type of employees, be it teaching or non-teaching. And you can also track the leave application and see the analytics, like how many people are there on leave today and how many people are there on leave tomorrow. So that way real-time tracking is also there in this module. Then we also have one of the features that is leave travel concession management, which is also a submodule in the leave management system. Then we have the then we have the payroll management system, which is helpful in processing salary because it performs the whole process that is required from starting from the calculation to the disbursement. Then we also have the system also complies with the sixth and the seventh pay commission norms and the statutory regulation. It also supports all employee types, permanent, contractual, guest faculty. So all type of employees can be catered in, it can be captured in the payroll management module. Then again, real-time reports, self-service pay slips can be downloaded by the employees, and also approval workflows are there. Then comes the CAS, that is Career Advancement Scheme. So if the institution wish or wants to do the promotion through the Samarth, so that can be done through the CAS module that we have. So basically, it is UGC compliant. APAR and PBAS and CAS processes are available in the system. Structured and time-bound multi-level review is also there. For let's say HUD, that first the application might go to HUD, then D, and then IQSE. So that way, structured hierarchy or multi-level reviews are also available in the CAS module. So these are the screenshot of the employee lifecycle related modules that I just covered. Okay. Okay, and coming to the finance, accounts, and supply related modules. So we have four major modules over here. The first is the FSCM module, that is the financial supply chain management, which basically manages department budget, estimates, and allocates budget for the selected financial year. So you can manage the budget of your institution through this management, through this FSCM module. It also gives you unified budget visibility across estimates, approvals, allocation, and expenditure. Also, role-based approval is also provided in the system, which provides accountability and audit readiness. Coming to the bill tracking system, which is also related or linked with the FSCM module. Sorry. Okay. So we also have the bill tracking module, which basically tracks bills from the submission to the payment with real-time status visibility for vendors as well as the finance officer. End-to-end accounting with general ledger, trial balance, cash book, and control opening balances is also available in the bill tracking module. Vendor bills, employee reimbursement, customers receipt, and GST invoicing with validation is also few of the features that are provided in the bill tracking system. Coming to the research project and management system, so an institution can manage the ongoing research projects that are there in your university or the institution, and the funds that you receive regarding a particular project. So that can be managed through the research project management system. You can also track the projects and the funding approvals. You can manage the sanction orders, project accounts, and expenditure as per the sanction budget heads that are provided. Then we also have the inventory management system where the institution can manage the records of stock items that are there, that are stored in various store locations within the institution. So admins can or the administration can basically track and issue the stock items to employee. The employees can also request for a particular stock or an item from the portal. So you can see the all the four modules that I've covered under the finance, accounts, and supply chain. Okay, so these are the modules that are there under the academic and student life cycle modules domain. So here we have 12 modules. I'll start with admission and enrollment. So Summer basically supports all kind of admissions, be it CUT, be it non-CUT, be it entrance-based admissions that are there, foreign modes. or regular admission. So all kind of admissions are supported through the summer admission module. Then we have a module called program management, where basically you need to upload all the programs that are ongoing in your institutions. You can manage the curriculum that are there. The courses can be defined under which programs, which courses are there. Course mapping can be done. Then we have the student management module. Basically, it is a comprehensive profile tracking of the students that are currently studying in your institution. Their attendance, their fees, the grade card transcripts, all can be managed through the student management module. Then we also have the evaluation and grading module, which basically manages the exam schedules. Then paper setter provision is there, scoring is there, result processing, and student progression. So all these features are available in the under the evaluation and grading module. You can generate the result or the grade card of all the students that are currently studying in your university. Then we also have the LMS and the VLE. So basically, LMS is the learning management system that is there. So integration with the virtual learning environments for blending learning and online quizzes can be provided to the institution through this LMS module. So if you want to circulate any learning material to the students, so you can use this module. You can use the LMS module for this. Then we have the online proctored examination. So if you conduct the examination online, you can use this module. So basically, it is helpful for conducting remote examination with proctoring capabilities. If I come to the next module, that is the hostel management module. So basically, if you want to manage the hostel admission, you can use the hostel management module that is there. You can list the hostel services that you provide in particular hostels. You can collect various type of fees under various heads of the for the hostel. So let's say mess fees can be collected, or any other type of fees under the hostel management module can be collected through this system. Then we also have the student feedback system. Basically, it is a mechanism for the students to provide feedback on the basis of the faculty of the courses or the programs that they are studying. in. Then we have the training and placement module. Basically, it is a module which connects students with the industry. So let's say any industry or any company wants to list what all opportunities are currently they are offering. They can come and they can upload all the ongoing opportunities that are available. They can post it, and students can come and apply for those opportunities in the system. Then we have the alumni. So basically, it builds the alumni database for professional networking and engagement. So you can use alumni module for that. And then we have the convocation management module. So basically, it manages the end-to-end convocation event, starting from the registration to ticketing to seat allocation. So all these things can be managed by the convocation module. So then we have the digital certificates. So if you want to distribute the any kind of certificates online, you can use the digital certificate module. You can actually provide the degrees, mark sheet, provisional certificates, migration certificates, all through this particular module. So this is the stages, academic stages that a students go through in a institution. So let's say a candidate uh, enters to an institution through the admission process. So we do have a module which will be helpful for taking all the application, all the registration, be it through merit based, CUET based, entrance based, any kind of admissions you can take through Samarth platform. Then program or the term fees can be selected through the again program management module. We have course selection that is there. So if you have NEP based programs or non-NEP based programs, both can be catered in the course selection. Then we have the examination or the evaluation grading module. where you can collect the exam form, you can release the admit card hall ticket for the students, you can import the marks that are there, then evaluator access is provided. Then step is the result generation. So again, you can distribute the degrees or the grade cards through the digital certificates. um, then once the student have passed out, or if the student moves to the next year, he can re-register himself or herself and then move to the same cycle. Otherwise, if they have completed their degree, they will be moved to the alumni management module. And simultaneously, we do have other modules that's like student feedback, training and placement, convocation, hostel, student grievances, online proctored LMS. So all those modules are also there simultaneously. You can use them. Uh, Next, we'll move to the governance related modules. Here, as I said initially, we have 17 plus modules. So we have file management and tracking modules. So basically, all the files that are ongoing in your institution, you can track them. You can put your comments. You can move those files forward. You can put your comments using this file management module. Next, we have the RTI. So all the RTIs that are ongoing in your institution, you can manage those RTIs. You can see how many RTIs you have responded, your institutions have responded, how many RTIs are still pending. Legal case management is basically a module which helps in capturing the details of all the ongoing legal cases that are there. So all the hearings that you have, you can mention the status of that particular legal case. You can basically track what type of legal cases under which heads are going on. Then you have the health management system. So basically, it helps in managing the all the healthcare facilities that are provided by the institution, the membership that you provide, the medical facilities or the tests that you provide can be listed in this health management module. And also, it is helpful for basically record maintenance that how many employees have used these facilities for what all facilities that you provide. Then we have the fleet management module, which basically is helpful for maintaining the fleets or the transport system that you have in your institution. So, how many kilometers a particular vehicle has covered, or its fuel record, or the or any other related to the vehicle's recording. So, all those things can be managed here in the fleet management module. Next is the minutes resolution archive. Basically, it is used for recording the meetings of the minutes of the meetings that are conducted. You can share those meeting MOM with the all the participants that are there, and you can also share it with a specific one or two person. Then we have the core communication system, which helps the institution to send bulk mails to the students or let's say candidates of in the recruitment management module. So you can send bulk mails to all the candidates who have filled the form. So you can just form a draft, and this can be sent in just one click from the system. Then we have the content federation system, which basically allows the distributed content creation and moderation for institution website. So if you want to publish any type of content on the website, you can the HOD for let's say HOD wants to publish a particular notification in the main website of the institution. They can just give the content to the system administrator. He or she can approve that content, and then further they can proceed with the publishing of that particular content. Then we have the service desk management module. So basically, it is a ticket-based system for raising and resolving issue. So any type of a issue, like let's say if I have an issue with my laptop system, I can raise a ticket. Then the admin, once he or she receives that ticket, they can further assign it to the any particular agent who is responsible for resolving that issue. So that way, service desk management module can be used. Then we have the sports management. So basically, it is a module wherein you can manage all the sports related facilities that you provide, the activities that are there, the inventory related to the sports system, and all the related information that are there. Then we have these are the further modules under the governance domain. We have estate management, wherein you can manage all the institution properties and all the infrastructure that are there. So you can manage like how many buildings you have, then under which building, how many floors are there, how many rooms are there in which floor, what type of ceilings you have, what type of floors you have. So all the things related to the estate can be managed here. Then we have the residence allocation. So if you have any ongoing schemes related to the allocation of the quarters, so that can be managed through the residence allocation. You can allot the houses or the rooms to the particular employee that are working in your institution. Then we have the endowment management. If you have want to collect the endowments from the let's say alumni or publicly you want to collect any endowments, you can use this module for that. Then you have the security management. So basically, it's capture all the security steps that you have taken. So let's say how many CCTV are there in your institution, how many fires are there. So all the security related infrastructure and assets can be managed. Then we also have the affiliation management module. So in case any institution or university provides affiliation to the colleges, so they can collect all the applications through the affiliation management module. You can collect fees for the affiliation. So basically, all the tasks that required paper documentation and all those things, approvals, all approvals and documentation uploading can be provided, can be used in this module. Then we have the grievance management. So basically, you can collect all the grievances from the employees that are working in your institution. It can be collected from publicly. It can be collected or from the students. All can will provide you a separate link wherein publicly anybody can come and register their grievances related to the university or the institution. Then we also provide you a KPI dashboard where uh, you can manage all the modules that are ongoing and how many progress you have achieved. Then we also provide the essential services module where you can manage the services that are provided. So if let's say I want to book a conference hall for this and this duration, I can send a request to the admin, and he can see whether this conference hall is available during this period or not. And if it is available, they'll allot this conference hall for this particular duration to me. And similarly, if anybody wants to book a guest house, they can use this essential module and book the guest house for that particular duration. Okay. So now I'll come to the onboarding prerequisites. So once after this meeting, once you decide that you have to start with the implementation of the of Samarth modules, so the first thing that we need from your side is the nodal officer details. So you need to appoint a nodal officer will be responsible for overall implementation. So basically, he'll act as a primary contact between the summits and the module owners that you make within the institution. You can also form an implementation committee as I mentioned, that there are four major domains. So you can create a committee for each and every domain who will be responsible or who will be overlooking after how the implementations are going on for that particular domain. So you can create, for let's say, you can appoint somebody from the establishment section who will be responsible for all the employee related modules, be it employee management, be it leave management, be it payroll management. So he or she will be responsible for that overall implementation of that particular domain. Then further, you have to create module-wise admin, which will be helpful for the universities to uh, for implementing the modules very quickly and easily. So you can make a module head for a particular lead management module. You can appoint a head for a payroll management module. So that way you can further assign the modules to the different authorities in your institution. And after that, once you have decided all these things, we'll be needing these details in a form of a office order. I'll share an template with you after this meeting. We'll share a office order template wherein you need to provide all the details of the nodal officer, implementation committee, and module-wise admin. I'll just show you the office order. So it will look like this, wherein you have to appoint a nodal officer. As I said, so basically, no, if when you are appointing a nodal officer, it should have he or she should have an authority or the power to make decision, because in multiple modules and in various modules, we will be needing certain decision to be handled by the institution. So that way, you need to appoint the nodal officer. Further, he or she, because if you appoint, let's say, a system analyst, let's say, who will be the nodal officer, he or she might not have that authority to tell his seniors to implement that particular module. So, that way we generally suggest the registrar or the higher authority to be the nodal officer, so that he or she has the powers to implement those the 40 modules that I listed. So here you can form a committee. We also might need or associate nodal officer, but that is totally optional. In case nodal officer is not available, so we can reach out to associate nodal officer. So these are the committee details that we'll be needing. And further, module-wise heads also we can create. Okay. So once you have shared the office order with us, we'll start with the implementation. We'll schedule a base and core module webinar or session with the institution, and we'll after that we'll share the instance for that particular university with the nodal officer. So these are the roles and responsibility of the nodal officer. So he or she will be the point of contact, and then they'll be responsible for the resource allocation. Basically, if the nodal officer needs to ensure that there are necessary staff who will be responsible for the implementation. He needs to ensure that that laptops or the meeting rooms are arranged for the for let's say any meeting that is going to be held. So all these technical supports and staff requirements needs to be overlooked by the nodal officer. Then training and support. First level supports need to be first provided by the nodal officer. So let's say even if the module admin is facing any challenges, so we need to address those challenges, bring those challenges to the notice of the Samarth team, and highlight that these are the hurdles that the module admins are facing. Change management and compliance. So basically, educating the staff on digital transformation. Um, then, if in case, let's say you're starting with the payroll module and you face any kind of changes during the implementation, so all those changes through also come through the nodal officer. Next, you need to see the nodal officer needs to see that um, all the all the compliances are being followed by the module admins. That also be needs to be addressed by the nodal officer. That all the activities that are planned, upcoming activities are there, or the meetings that are scheduled are being attended by the module heads. So that way, he needs to see that the change management is all the changes are coming through him, the nodal officer, and all the compliance are being followed by the module admin. Then we have the monitoring that is basically tracking the usage of across the department. So let's say even if you have started with the implementation of leave module, your institution might use it for let's say 1 or 2 months, and then there might be some hurdle in which that particular department has stopped using the leave management module. So nodal officer needs to find out like why is that particular department has stopped the usage of leave, and he or she will try to reinitiate that particular module. Then knowledge sharing. So as we move further with the implementation, the nodal officer can create his or her own learning, let's say learning repository, and they can share it with the module admins. And you also see that at times module admin keeps on changing, or let's say nodal officer gets replaced by another person. So in that circumstances, also these knowledge repository would be very useful. They can just share all the user manuals that they have created, or this any type of repository that they have created, and share it with the other person. So this is the approach to training and support from the Samarth side. So the first approach is once the office order is received from the university and we share the instance, we'll also share a coordinator details with the institution. So a particular coordinator will be assigned to your institution who will be responsible for the overall implementation. He'll be overlooking of any challenges that the institution is facing, or they want to start with the any further modules. So he or she, the coordinator, will be responsible and will be assigned to a particular institution. Then we have the training. So whenever an institution wants to start with the particular module, a first step would be to that they are given the walkthrough session of that particular module, so that they are aware like what all features are there in the particular module. So let's say if you want to start with recruitment, we'll schedule a recruitment session with you, or in case there are if you are not attending the walkthrough session, you can attend the rolling webinars that we keep on scheduling from time to time. So you can attend those webinars, and you can then after that, once you attend those webinars, you can decide that yes, all the features that we want, all the rules that we have in our universities can be can comply to the system which is there in the summer system. And after that, you have decided to move further with the implementation of module. We'll schedule a workshop session. So few modules, let's say leave, payroll, academics, finance, require continuous workshops, week-long workshops. So we'll be scheduling those workshops based on the prerequisite that were decided in the previous meeting. Next is the operate. So we also provide go live assistance for cyclic process for admissions, results, so which really requires quick response. So even recruitment, so we do provide live assistance for that. Then we have the support. The nodal officer can reach out to the summer team via email or phone. Then we also have the user and the admin manuals that are available on the Samarth knowledge base system. I'll show you that as well. We have a website, docs.samarth, wherein we have all the user manuals and recording, which the institution can go through. This is the customization approach. So basically, all the modules that are available in the Samarth are highly configurable. So we do have highly configurable workflows that are there. Let's say, if you want to start with leave, we have multiple hierarchies that you can create in the system. You can configure different leaves for different categories of uh, of employees that you have, be it teaching or non-teaching. So that way, system is highly configurable. But if the institutions identify that summer system is insufficient to meet the institution policies, so and there is a requirement of change that needs to be done. So we do have a biannual change cycle for all the modules that I mentioned, and I'll also tell you the workflow in which the our change cycle works. So this, I hope you can see the workflow diagram here. So once the institution, if they find any gaps in the module, they need to submit the changes that they want to do in they want in a particular module. The nodal officer will submit his or her changes that they have gathered from the module admins. This again changes once they are submitted will be reviewed by the change management board of the summer that is there. Then, if we find that these changes are feasible, and we do have that much of time for doing those customizations. So, let's say if you have submitted these changes today and you want these changes to be implemented by within a week, next week you're going live for admission. So we do not have that much of time for customizing that particular module. So um, in that case, if we do not have that much of time, we'll tell the HEIs to revisit their requirements and see if we can re-engineer these processes to match the system. In case we have that much of time, let's say if you plan to go live for particular module after 6 months for admissions, then we do have that much of time for implementing those changes. So we'll cater it according to our biannual change cycle that I'll show you in the next slide. So this is the change cycle that we follow. So let's say if you have submitted any change for related to admission in the month of January, so we'll review all those changes in the month of March. We'll analyze this, and it will be released by anywhere around between the um, March to September. So that is there for each and every domain that I just told you of initially. So these are the important links. You can, for all the manuals and videos, you can visit docs.summit. We also have demo portal where you can have hands-on experience of all the modules, 40 modules that we have. For any inquiries, you can keep Project Summer. You can address it to Project Summer at the rate ic.ac.in. Okay, so I'll just show you the docs.summit. So this is our website docs.summer.ac.in, wherein you can find all the user manuals. So let's say if you want to see something related to convocation, you can go through this convocation module. You can find all the configurations, then all the definitions that are related to the any term that are there in the convocation module. This is our video repository. You can find all the recordings of the modules here. So if you want to start with any of the modules, you can also go through the recordings here. You can find out what is there, what all features are there in that particular module, and then you can then request us that we have gone through these introduction session or webinars recording, and now we don't find any gaps and we are ready to start with this module. So this is also the implementation plan prerequisites that are listed here. So you can also go through them. So basically, let's say if you want to start with payroll module, so we also listed that what are the prerequisites for initiating this particular module. So for starting with the payroll module, your base and employer module should be configured, and after that you can proceed with the payroll module. So all these modules are dependent on each and other module, and one module needs to be or few prerequisites needs to be configured before initiating with any other module. And how much time they might this is the expected timeline. It differs from institutions to institutions, but this is the minimum duration timeline that you can that takes generally time for configuring that particular module. So that way you can go through this, you can go through the docs.summit to know about, to know in further more detail about particular modules. Then this is the demo portal. This would be the similar portal of what you will be, I'll be sharing with you once I receive the office order from the institution. So as I mentioned, that we have four major modules. Academics, you'll find all the academics related modules here. You can go and have hands-on experience. You can create a dummy entry and see what are the features there in particular module. You can see leave management module. You can see the dashboard here. You can see like what are pending action are there for action recommendation. How many leaves are there and pending one review, how many are there, inspection, how many are pending, seven. So this is the user management, as I mentioned, that you need to create the users for implementation of any module. So let's say if you want to start with the module and you want to give this module to any person in the establishment section. So you need to create a new user, and that would be the admin user. And then after that, once you have created the administrative account, you need to assign that particular leave admin role to that person. So I'll be sharing these demo credentials with you. You can just have a hands-on experience of how the Samarth ERP system works and how what all the features we have, how many modules we have. So that way you can explore the modules here. So now we'll be moving towards the question and answers round. So if any university has any question, they can unmute themselves and ask his or her question.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Dr. Manmohan, Nodal Officer from SCOS Jammu.
Hello, sir.
Hello, ma'am. So first of all, you will share a template on which the university will issue office order regarding
Yes,
the nodal officer, admins, and all that.
correct, sir.
Module wise.
Yes,
This would be the basic step.
yes.
And second thing I want to just want to know, can we choose the any specific module out of the many you have shown? For example, initially we want to adopt academics and student life cycle module for
Mhm.
managing this academic management system.
Yes.
So is it important that we opt all the modules at one time, or we can selectively choose whatever we require?
Yes, so sir, you can select the modules which you want to implement first. So you
Okay.
can, if you want, you can start with the academics. But what we suggest is we suggest all the institutions to start with the employee-related modules
Yeah,
initially.
my purpose is we can take
Yeah.
stepwise implement
Yes.
things.
Yes.
At
Exactly. So you can take.
first instance, we can have academic student life cycle. Next, we can
Yes.
have employee module. Then we can have finance modules like this. But
Yes. Correct.
stepwise, we want to adopt so that things are managed properly.
Absolutely, sir. You can choose which module you want to implement first.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but
Thank you
base
so much.
configuration is mandatory to start with the further implementation.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome, sir. So, do we have any further questions? Yes, we have. Yes, sir, please. I think so. You can unmute yourself now and you can ask your questions.
Yeah, am I audible now?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes. Ma'am, would like to know what is the financial implications? Like we are looking for the recruitment model. So what at what stage and like what at what finances are we looking at? So that accordingly I'll have to sanction this budget or I have to take the approval.
So, sir, as of now, are you talking about the charges to use Samarth portal, right?
Yes, yes, exactly.
So, sir, basically, you don't have to pay anything for using any of the modules. It is free of cost as of now. In case Ministry of Education in future, if they want to charge anything from the institution, that would be communicated from Ministry of Education. But as of now, there are no charges. It is free of cost.
Okay. And
Yeah.
ma'am, just another thing is like we are under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So do we
Yes.
need to route our requisition through that ministry or we can go directly we can do the registration or the onboarding?
So we have as of now, you can start with the implementation of the Summit modules. We
Okay.
have already received approval from the higher management regarding the recruitment that you want to proceed with. So as of now, we don't need any as such approval. But if in case any time we would need, we'll inform you.
Okay, fine, ma'am. And ma'am, like this draft MOU, if that copy, if you can just share, then at least we'll try to expedite from our side.
It's the office order template that you are talking about.
Yes, office order template. Sorry, I said
Okay.
MOU.
Yeah.
Yes, the
Yes.
office order
Yes.
template.
I'll share
And
it with you, sir.
okay. Lastly, ma'am, because you're saying now this summer thing is that it's software as a service you're giving it. I'm just asking maybe I'm not pertinent, but there's the DPDP Act, the Data Privacy and Protection Act. Once we do it, I hope the cyber security and the IT angle, I think that is covered. Na? There's no that aspect. I just wanted to confirm whether
Yes, sir.
it is compliant to all the various cyber security and all other protocols which are there as per the IT, which is promulgated by the government.
Yes, yes, sir. So basically, Samarth is hosted on the Mighty approved cloud servers. So basically, all the government security standards are followed in this system. Okay, and also we'll provide a different instance to different institutions. So that way, data privacy is also maintained.
Okay.
Yeah.
And lastly, ma'am, like Ministry of Health also, there are these parallel programs going of this Karma Yogi and EHRMS and all that. And in that also, like say, for example, this employee management, say the APAs and other modules are there. If there's a case in point that we have to subscribe to that, then desubscribing from Samarth, yeah, deboarding, is that possible?
So deboarding, as in for all the modules, you can let's say if you are
It would,
using yeah
no, it
academics
would
module.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
would be selective, ma'am. Not, I'm not
Okay.
saying the entire thing. It would be very selective because, like Samarth is there. There is one more module, Saral also, which AIMS Delhi is doing. So we are also working on that, but that is going to take some time. So if our ministry says you have to onboard that, then we'll have to choose between the two. So maybe we may have to go for selective deboarding of the modules. So is that possible?
Yes. So that depends on you basically. If you think that ministry is forcing to use that forcing you to use that particular module in that particular system, then you are free to use that system.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Right. ठीक है.
Okay. So do we have any further questions? Is JJ School of Arts? They have joined.
Not visible on screen, ma'am.
Okay.
So it's very well explained. We'll begin with the onboarding process. Kindly share the draft of office order. we'll immediately fill and send it back to you. So
Sure, sir.
that we can, as early as possible, we can onboard the Samarth portal and
Yes,
implementing modules.
yes,
And
absolutely, sir.
very, very well explained, very clearly explained.
Thank you so much, sir. So I think I can conclude with the session. If you have any doubts or any confusion regarding the office audit template or anything, you can just call me. I think everybody has my number, so
Yeah.
you can just reach me out. Okay. So thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for attending this session. Thank you. Looking forward for great implementation.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.